feast your eyes on this 1947 Bentley Mark VI. I love the flying bee with the wings on the back. Massive traditional Bentley front grille. Now this is actually a fog lamp, which was an option right in the center there. Beautiful Art Deco detailing on top of the lights. Big sculpted fenders, the grand piano hood. Really neat, these doors kind of open in that suicide fashion from the front. And the turn signals pop out of the B-pillar, which is really cool styling. Now, in 1947, this was the year Bentley started making cars again after the war, where they focused on airplanes, making the engines for Spitfires and bombers. And old cars like these, they always have great stories, and the original owner was actually a French countess assigned to South Africa who owned it for 40 years and said the one thing that annoyed her the most was that the shifter would actually get caught up in her dress because there it is, located just inside the door. And take a look at luxury. Wall-to-wall burled wood. I mean, that just looks like high-end furniture, massive sunroof. Rick, women had it tricky wearing heels and these big lavish outfits and hoop skirts back in the day, driving old cars. You gotta give us some credit.
Up there right now, this is the car that April previewed a little while ago, this 1947 Bentley Mark VI.
Well, I'm looking for Liberace to get out of this thing and start playing the piano, but I guess he's not here. But Bentley was a company that almost didn't make it in the Great Depression. It went completely bankrupt, and a shadow company for Rolls-Royce bought it in the 1930s. They shut down during World War II to build Merlin engines for Spitfire airplanes, and when they came back, Rolls-Royce and Bentley, the cars looked a lot the same. That's why this thing looked so similar to a Bentley, the big luxury cars versus the sporting cars they sort of were before World War II.
Only 18,000 miles on this one, which spent a good part of its life in South Africa. Note here between the side windows what appears to be a piece of bright work. That is a trafficator. When you put the turn signal on, this flips up like a semaphore to tell people in the next lane that you are intending to turn. Now, this is a car in which you are meant to be driven, not drive yourself. So a very sumptuous back seat, acres of leather and burled wood. Boy, very nice here. Supposedly the lady that owned this car originally did not care for it because the gear shift lever is down here on the floor right next to the door. And she said that that gear lever would catch on her dress getting in and out of the car. Tyler, you can't make this stuff up.
I suppose, and I imagine it would be on the wrong side. I'm not sure. South Africa viewers may know if, I think they drive on the right side of the road there. No, on the left side, so it is the correct side for that country, same as the UK.
Yeah, it was a British colony after all.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is now the #1 seller of the day. It looks great. It's got great history attached to it. We're up over $60,000, $70,000 right now. And what's really interesting is they have the full history. Who owned this car starting in 1947, working all the way when it was in South Africa, back up in through the United States. And now here in Barrett-Jackson, we're over 80, closing in on $90,000.
Now, these cars are used a lot, and I'm maybe bringing big money for commercial purposes. A lot of people prefer these to drive away in a wedding versus a normal limousine.
Almost made it to 90, $89,000 for a 1947 Bentley Mark VI. That is now the #1 sale of the day so far for Barrett-Jackson, New Orleans on Friday.